I am here after Shimmer 95 with the Global Force and Impact Women's Champion, Allysin Kay. I struggled with that really bad.
Just Unified Knockouts champ. We'll just go with that.
All right, that works. How are you doing after all the wrestling you had this weekend?
I am tired, I'm beat up, but I am happy.
You came from tapings for GFW last week, so you've had officially, as of today, a week of wrestling.
Yes, that is absolutely correct, and my body shows it.
Because you had the anniversary last week. I know you had a last knockout standing match at some point during the tapings. I forget at what point that was during the week. It was like Wednesday. You just had a long week when it came to wrestling.
Yep.
Because I know there's another person here, your favorite wrestler, Rosemary, who's also had a week of wrestling. You're both just like, nope, no more. What'd you think of this weekend?
It was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun in my matches. I mean, there was one unfortunate incident, but we recovered, I guess, kind of from it, and then moved along. So I just hope everything's okay with that.
Get well, Nevaeh?
Yes. But other than that incident, I had a lot of fun. I liked working with Samantha Heights and Dee Dynamite Dee. I like working with the newer girls. Not just because
people you've never worked with.
Yeah, not just because it's a fresh thing to do, but I really do like working with the newer girls and helping grow them.
Yeah, just giving them more experience too. Like,
yeah,
just help them learn and be like, all right, this is what you got to do. This is what
sure.
you don't do.
Yep.
What was your favorite match this weekend?
Man, that's hard. You know, I'm not even going to say one of my own. That would be a typical answer, but man. I'm playing 4 shows back in my head right now. That's then in the span of 2 days. That's really hard. I know that. I mean, the ones that happened today are fresh in my mind.
Yeah. Those
so
are the ones
Mia Yim versus Hudson Envy was awesome. Of course, the main event was great on every show. I don't think I can pick one.
Man, must have been a real good weekend then.
It was.
Like usual, but
right. Yeah, it was fun. Everyone was on their stuff. Everyone was on point. On their cues. It was great.
And it was pretty cool having a lot of the new talent on these shows.
Yeah, I enjoy it. I really do.
Well, especially after everyone's got signed, they kind of have to put...
I mean, someone has to step up, right?
Who would you... Like, this weekend, Shotzi was probably one of the bigger people. That was like... When it came to new talent, while we're on that subject...
Yeah, because she was the... is she currently, or was the Rise champion?
Current.
Didn't lose it? Oh, good for her. Yeah, she's the current Rise champion. So that's obviously a big deal.
Indeed. All right, getting off of the topic of Shimmer weekend.
That's all good.
How did you get into wrestling?
I got into wrestling by watching when I was young. So I watched with my dad when I was like, 8. That was my first taste of wrestling.
Oh, how'd you start training? Like, where'd you break in at?
I broke in Detroit at a place that doesn't run anymore, BCWA, and I was thinking about what I want to do with my life in general, and the only thing that kept coming to mind of what I ever wanted to do with my life was become a wrestler. And so I asked someone that I was working with at the time if he knew anything about wrestling, and coincidentally, not only did he used to wrestle in Mexico, but his brother was currently training at BCWA in Detroit. And I'm like,
that's convenient.
The first person I asked. Like, I didn't even have to really search. And then, so I got hooked up with that whole situation and, yeah, started training.
That's super convenient.
Yeah. It was like it was meant to be.
Oh, and then it's come to here now.
Yeah. And here we are.
Holding a bunch of different belts.
Yeah.
You have held a bunch of belts, too. You're still the longest reigning AIW Women's Champion.
Actually, the longest reigning AIW champion, if I'm not mistaken. Is that not correct anymore?
The longest reigning AIW champion in general.
I think
you held
someone...
it for close to 2 years.
Yes, I think someone else is coming up. Close. It's a guy.
Alex Daniels.
Probably.
He's still got a while to go
okay.
to, like...
Yeah. Because he was trying to talk junk on Twitter, saying that I didn't defend it that much, but...
You were busy.
He can suck it. Because
you had it for 2 years.
When I defended it, I made it count.
Fans bring the weapons matches, steel cage matches.
I went through tables, okay? I got hit with lights. They weren't even light tubes. Actually, that happened too. But I got hit with something in the match with Athena. It was almost like a light cover.
Oh, it was one of the things that goes over like the lights at schools and stuff.
Yeah.
Like those plastic light covers.
We both still have scars on our back from those.
Wow, I didn't know it was that bad.
Yeah, man, those sucked.
That was like the PG version of panes of glass, basically.
And it didn't look PG to me. My back was all cut up.
It looked awesome though, just coming from a fan perspective. It looked just as good as like a pane of glass. Not for your back though.
No, not at all.
Going to your feud with like Mia Yim, you did fans bring the weapons, cage matches. She broke your nose.
Yeah. Yep.
Off of a kick, wasn't it?
Yep. Kick right in the face.
What would you say was your favorite match out of everything you two have had?
Out of
like
those,
from
just
AIW to anywhere.
Man, that's hard. The fans bring the weapons. That was the second match in our series.
First one
that was part 2 of 3. The first one was when she broke my nose. Second one was fan bringing the weapons, and then the third was the cage. I think my favorite of that series, even though I really love the cage match, I think it's fans bring the weapons. We had a lot of fun in that match. My first and only time ever taking a light tube. And
probably smart.
Right? And but I also really enjoyed the match we had. We had a singles match at Shine, I want to say a year or 2 ago. And that was really fun too. I particularly remember we were on the apron and I whipped her into one of the poles, not the post, but the actual pole.
The pole that holds up the building.
Yes. And she grabbed onto it and flipped me off.
Turns around and just...
And I think I kicked her. off of it. But yeah, that stands out in my mind. It was fun.
That's a GIF that's been circulated around Twitter a couple times, so I'm sure people have seen it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you have been in WSU.
Yes. That's really where I it's not where I started on the indies, but that's where I started to get my name out.
That's where you got your break. Like, that's where your name started getting out a bit more.
I feel like, okay, so technically, the very first indie I ever worked was Beyond Wrestling, but that wasn't in front of fans. That was when they were still just for the boys only. Wrestlers. Yeah. And then from there, I met John Thorne. So my first break was AIW, really. And then I feel like the feud with Mia really elevated that.
You just started going.
I was in WSU at that time when Mia and I started feuding. So it was kind of like a little bit of both. I feel like that really helped get our name out there, that feud. But also WSU did give me my first, break in almost like the women's wrestling circuit. Because, there's indies, but then there's also like the women's indies. It's almost like we have our own little cult underground thing going on with all the like Shimmer, Shine, WSU, Femme Fatales in Montreal. And so I feel like those are almost, I don't want to say separate. It's not in a bad way. But, it's like, there are girls working at indies right now that aren't in this clique.
They have their own they work in their one little state basically. They don't really get out of there.
Yeah, they work at their own indies or just the local around, but they're not really in like the the Shimmer Shine
into the big group yet.
Yeah, correct.
Which hopefully they'll eventually get out of their local area and just start getting out into like WSU.
Yeah.
Or I'll throw AIW in there because they have like GNO and whatnot.
Yeah, definitely.
That's something that a lot of people don't know about is AIW's like GNO series, which is another place if you want to get your name out there because AIW books a lot of young talent that people don't know about.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of girls from the Girls Night Out shows end up working the regular AIW shows as well, so they're getting more experience and they're getting because their regular I would quote unquote regular fan base is larger than the fan base that comes to just the women's show. So.
Any plugs you want to throw out for like social media, pro wrestling tees?
I do have a pro wrestling tees. It's under my indie name, so Allysin Kay, and my Twitter and Instagram are both just Sienna, at Sienna. Super easy. I get tagged in a lot of stupid pictures because of it, but pictures that they think they're tagging like their niece or something because they don't know how Instagram works and they just put at Sienna and then I'm tagged in it. But anyway, just at Sienna and check out Pro Wrestling Tees. Check out my Patreon, which is also Allysin Kay.
That's another cool thing that people are starting to get on.
Yeah, which you can just find a link through my Twitter or Instagram
it's
anyway.
Linked on both.
Yeah. Yep.
And that gets you other exclusive social medias.
Exclusive content, there's merchandise there. It's like a subscription service basically for exclusive content.
It's another, not a video subscription service that everyone's plugging. It's another weird...
Right. Yeah.
Something that's been getting circulated more, which is cool.
I wouldn't say weird.
Yeah, it's...
But
yeah,
it could be weird because you decide. The cool thing about Patreon is you decide like what the tiers are and what is included in those. So I mean, it could be weird if they want it to be
depending
weird.
on who's running it.
Right. Mine is not weird. I don't think anyway. I mean, I don't know. I guess to someone who's not a pro wrestling fan, or they'd be like, "What the fuck? Yeah,
what's going on here? What is this?"
But yeah, it's not anything weird. It's not like pornography or anything weird like that.
Unless it's a non-wrestling fan that sees it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
What is this?
Yeah, for sure.
Any dream matches that you have or goals?
Oh man, I've been asked this so many times lately, and every time my answer is the same: Madison Eagles. Because every time we were supposed to have a singles, something happened and it didn't happen. Injuries, or like a third person was inserted in somehow, and like all that stuff. So I'm still waiting.
It was really supposed to happen, but it became a triple threat.
Yes, I'm still waiting for our singles match.
Hopefully next Shimmer weekend.
Maybe next Shimmer, maybe.
Make this happen.
Yeah.
Praise Zach.
Hint, hint.
Nah, not insinuating anything. Just
yeah.
make it happen. All right, thank you for your time.
Thank you.